It was 3 years ago that Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi walked into the Saudi Consulate in Istanbul to obtain paperwork for his planned wedding, but never came out. His friends and admirers held a vigil last week for the murdered journalist on the National Mall in Washington. His fiancée, Hatice Cengiz, unveiled a portrait of Khashoggi made from his columns in the Washington Post. Cengiz blames Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS, for ordering Khashoggi's brutal murder and dismemberment inside that consulate.
MBS took Jamal from me and the entire world. Will you hold him accountable? Or will you reward his murderers?
U.S. intelligence agencies have concluded that the carefully planned and orchestrated murder of Khashoggi could not have taken place without the knowledge of the powerful Saudi crown prince. Salman has denied any involvement. During his presidential campaign, then-candidate Joe Biden criticized the Trump administration's close embrace of the Saudi crown prince and vowed to make him a pariah. Stephen McInerney is with the Project on Middle East Democracy.
He said very clearly that he was going to treat the Saudi regime like the pariah that they are, and he's done very much the opposite. He's maintained the status quo, with less of the sort of superficial, showy embrace that we got from Trump, but he's basically going back to the pre-Trump status quo of embracing the Saudi regime, not over the top in public, but completely unabated in terms of transactions and weapon sales.
Striking a very different tone than his predecessor, President Joe Biden has said he will not deal directly with the Crown Prince. But he did send his national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, to meet with him in Riyadh last week, as analyst Peter Jewell explains.
From reports I've seen that National Security Advisor Sullivan brought up the murder in his meeting with the Crown Prince. The Crown Prince is upset that he doesn't get the recognition he feels he deserves for his reforms that he's put in place. So I think that there's something of an impasse there.
Jewell said Khashoggi was an influential person in Saudi Arabia and that he had close ties to the Saudi royal family before he became increasingly critical of the Crown Prince for his ruthless suppression of dissent at home. Organizers of the vigil in Washington say holding those who ordered the murder accountable is the best way to honor Khashoggi's memory and to protect others around the world who stand up to autocrats. Cindy Saine, VOA News.